Hi everybody, it's Casey Williams. Normally I'd save the price till the end of the video, but I'm going to give it to you right up front. $107,390. The question is the vehicle we have this week worth it? It's a 2023 Lincoln Navigator Reserve Edition. Let's go have a look at it. Well, the Reserve Edition is one of the higher end packages for the Navigator, but it's not the highest end. And this is the short wheelbase model at $107,000 plus. But let's take a look at it, and I think you'll find that if you're really comparing crossovers and SUVs in that price range, this is a pretty good one to look at. First of all, I really like the exterior styling. I like the big chrome grille. I like the Lincoln ornament that lights up at night. I like the projector beam headlamps. It looks very expensive. It looks very elegant. It looks very classy. And I think Lincoln's done a nice job with that. Again, this is a pretty big truck, but they're doing a good job making it look nice. Come around the side, 22-inch alloy wheels. And it kind of gives you a scope of the size of the vehicle. I mean, those are pretty big wheels, but it is a very tall and very large vehicle. I like all the trim. I like what Lincoln does with their styling. I like this piece here. It looks good. The elegant chrome around the windows, all of it. Like the power step bars. Again, everything just looks very nice, very clean, very upscale. The thing you would notice, again, if this was the longer wheelbase version, quite a bit longer length, a little more space inside, certainly a lot more cargo space. But I think this is good. And the nice thing about the shorter wheelbase, it's a little bit easier to maneuver, a little bit easier getting out of, the mall and out of the parking garages. And I think most people probably like that better. Come around the back. Again, it has a little bit of that Land Rover look to it, which is, what Lincoln's been doing with the Navigator. Power hatch. I also got the hidden trailer hitch down below here, behind the panel. Coming inside, again, keeping in mind this is the shorter one. When you've got 3 rows of seats, you're not going to have a lot of cargo space. So if you're going to travel with 6 passengers in this all the time, you're probably going with the longer one. If really what you're doing is you got 2 to 4 people in this vehicle most of the time, plenty of cargo space. You can see it's pretty long. You can get a bicycle in here, and then also the middle rows also fold down. So if you really need to, you get some really long stuff in here too. I wanted to start in the back for just a second, because I think if you're buying something like the Navigator, you have to assume that you're probably going to have some passengers in the back. And the thing about the Navigator is they're going to be very, very comfortable. It starts with the big captain's chairs. I like these a lot. I also like there's flat screen controls right here for everything. You got seat massagers, you can heat the seats, all your climate control functions, audio. You can do that independently in the back. So your backseat passengers don't feel like they're just kind of thrown back there, left to themselves. It's going to be a very comfortable place and a nice place to listen to music and enjoy the nice big sunroof. If you're climbing into the 3rd row, 2 passengers can fit back there pretty easily. It'll be pretty comfortable. Legroom's not bad. But again, if you're really going to spend a lot of time with a lot of people on board, get the longer one. Moving up front, you get a good dose of what the Navigator does best. It really coddles passengers in more of a traditional American luxury way. And it really starts with these seats. I love these seats. The top and the bottom backrest, they adjust separately. Below, you got sections here that adjust separately. You can adjust these seats just about any way you want to. The headrests even come in and out. Awesome. They're heated, they're ventilated, they got massagers in them. So if you're gonna take a long ride, these seats are absolutely wonderful. But I really like the rest of the style too. Some of the Navigator's competitors have these single screen wraparound dash layouts. This maybe looks a little bit older compared to that, but I think it works really well. It's very intuitive. And it really sets an environment. I like the stitching. You got authentic wood. It just feels very rich. Same here at the center. Kind of have this Eames lounge chair look here too. And that's something Lincoln's done really well for a lot of years. It's really referencing the 1950s, 1960s in its style. And it's a time where Lincoln had a lot of success, especially with Continental. But I really like this. I like the screen. Very intuitive. Audio, phone, nav, all that right here. You can swipe it. You can talk to it if you want to. But what I also really like is there's redundant controls down below. I always like it when there's a proper volume and tuning knob. You're sitting in traffic or going down the highway. You don't need another thing you got to try to find on this screen. You can reach down, you feel it, and you got volume. Reach down, you feel it, and you can tune the stations if you want to. So I think I appreciate it a lot. Down below that, the climate controls. You've got tri-zone automatic climate control, one for each of the front seats, one for the back. In the entertainment state, you've got Rebel audio system. Sounds absolutely fantastic. You connect your devices very easily with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You've got wireless device charging down here as well. So pretty much the full suite of everything you'd ever want. And another thing I like on the style, I really like the piano key gear selector here. Instead of having a knob or having a shifter here, it's really elegant, very classy, and kind of down the way. Over here on this side of the dash, you got the trailer breakup controller. You can pull up to 8,300 pounds with this, so you may actually want to hook a trailer onto it. And that's a big advantage of this over a 3-row crossover. You can do some real truck work with it. Down below that, you got the trailer brake controller here as well. So it's pretty much all set up, ready to go there. Drive mode selector here in the middle. Some other things I really like, I like this nice leather wrapped steering wheel. I do like the flat screen gauges. This has a full heads-up display up above. And when you're looking out the windshield, it looks like it's about that wide and hovering over the very end of the hood. You got speed out there, you've got the navigation controls, and the adaptive cruise control is all out there too. So that's very nice and keeps your head up that way. And on the safety front, comes very well equipped. Like I said, it's got adaptive cruise, the heads-up display, it's got lane keep assist, blind spot warning, rear cross path detection, pretty much everything you need to stay safe on the highway with your family. Well, I think what most people are really going to like is the driving experience of this. It is a very large truck, but it has a four-wheel independent suspension system, so it's not harsh. But you have 22-inch wheels, and you hit some big bumps, you're going to feel those bumps. The adaptive suspension does a pretty good job of controlling that. Certainly does a good job of keeping it stable in corners and keeping it from bobbing. You're hitting bumps and coming off bridges on the highway. So overall, it's really a nice vehicle to drive. But under the hood is a 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6. Delivers 440 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque. That is quite a bit of a power coming out of a truck like this. It has a 10-speed automatic transmission, so you can get all that power down to the all-wheel drive system and make good use of it. Fuel economy, I don't think for what this is terrible. You're getting 16 miles per gallon in the city, 22 on the highway. And given, again, as big of a truck as this is, a 3-row SUV that can pull 8,300 pounds, I think that's not bad gas mileage. The only way they'd make that better is either do a diesel or do a hybrid, and neither one of those are in the cards right at the moment. So overall, nice truck with a lot of capability. So the big question remains, is the Navigator worth a price tag of over $107,000? Well, the base Navigator starts about $83,000. So you can get a Navigator short wheelbase for quite a bit less money. But if you start adding up all the luxury features like our car has, I think you're starting to push that price boundary pretty high. And this is in a pretty rarefied price category. You start looking at a Mercedes GLS, you look like a Cadillac Escalade, you're starting getting into Range Rovers, you're getting into Infiniti. There are a lot of vehicles in that range. But I think the thing that Lincoln does really well is they maintain an American sense of style that nobody else does. I think it's very beautifully done, authentic materials, all the technology you need. It's easy to access, plenty of power. That twin turbo V6 is very nice. So they do a lot of really nice things in this vehicle, and if you're willing to pay that price for it, I think you'll be very happy with it. Well, next week, we'll have another fun car, and until then, storm forward.